Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of radar systems. Today's topic is receiver noise and signal to noise ratio. In this video I am going to talk about two terms: what is receiver noise, how to calculate the available thermal noise power, and what is signal to noise ratio. So these things I am going to derive over here. Let us begin. First, let us talk about the receiver noise. So from the term noise, you are very well aware. What is noise? Noise is the unwanted energy which interfere with the ability of receiver to detect the wanted signal. Means we have to detect the presence of the target. So we are getting the received echo which is whose signal strength is less. So along with the echo signal, noise may interfere, and noise is a unwanted energy. And at the same time, second important point is noise can enter into the receiver via antenna or along with the desired signal, or it may be generated within the receiver. So there are various factors because of which noise may enter into the receiver. If receiver generates a noise component, then receive signal which we are going to receive, and that kind of noise which is present in that particular signal, that is known as a receiver noise. See what happened at microwave frequencies, the noise with which the target echo signal competes, it actually generated within the receiver itself. So mostly the receiver generated noise we are encountering. And if the radar has to operate in a perfectly noise-free environment, means noise is not available over there and no external sources of noise is available over there, and if the receiver itself is very perfect, means it is not generating any excess noise, even then there is some noise generated, and that too because of the thermal agitation of the conduction electrons in the ohmic portion of the receiver input stage. Even if we are considering the perfect environment, even then there is some noise which is the noise generated by the thermal motion of the electrons, and this particular type of noise is known as a thermal noise or Johnson noise. And the magnitude of thermal noise or Johnson noise, this is directly proportional to the bandwidth and absolute temperature of the ohmic portion of the input circuitry. So we can write down the available thermal noise power, that is what? Ni, that is equal to Kt into Bn. Here you know that what is K? K is the Boltzmann constant. Its value is 1.38 into 10 raised to the power minus 23 joule per degree. T is the absolute temperature and it is equal to 290 Kelvin. And Bn is the receiver bandwidth. So these points are very important, and the bandwidth Bn, it is also known as a noise bandwidth, and this noise bandwidth, this is defined as integral of 0 to infinity hf mod its square into df. Here hf is the frequency response function of IF amplifier. This HF, let me write it, it is frequency response function of IF amplifier, and F naught, that is, if that is to be taken, that is the frequency of the maximum response. And there is one very common term which you have heard, that is the half power bandwidth. And this half power bandwidth, this term is widely used in the electronics engineering. And half power bandwidth, this term is, let me write it, half power bandwidth, this is defined by the separation between the points of the frequency response function. What is the frequency response function? HF, whose response is reduced to 0.707 from its maximum value. So this is how half power bandwidth is being defined. Now let us talk about the signal to noise ratio. We have derived the radar range equation and we have observed also that the noise which affects the maximum range, as it determines the minimum received power with which radar can detect the target. Also, the radar range can be increased by decreasing minimum detectable power, and which totally depends on the sensitivity of the receiver. It means it totally depends on the noise figure. So noise figure is a very important term which you need to understand. Noise figure is interpreted as a measure of degradation of the signal to noise ratio as signal passes through the receiver. So you can observe how much the signal to noise ratio is degraded. Noise figure, it is a ratio of input SNR. SNR means signal to noise ratio. So it is the ratio of input noise SNR to the output noise SNR. So noise figure is denoted by F, and you can write it as F is what? SNR input upon SNR output. And what is SNR input? That is S upon N, SI upon NI, signal to noise ratio of input upon signal to noise ratio of output. Now rearrange the term. So in the numerator you will be getting SI into N naught upon denominator S naught into NI. So from here, from this particular point, now again rearrange the term and write down the term for the SI, input signal. What is the input signal here? F into NI, S naught upon N naught. At the same time, we have also learned what is NI. NI is the thermal noise power, available thermal noise power, and this is what? KT into B. T is the temperature, absolute temperature over here. So now we can replace the value of NI with this particular term. So substitute it. What we are getting? SI, that is equal to FK T naught Bn S naught upon N naught. Right? This is how we can write down it, this particular term. And here, if we have to summarize it for the minimum detectable signal, what is minimum detectable signal? That is S minimum. So minimum detectable signal, that is S minimum, it is that value of S input which corresponds to minimum signal to noise ratio at the output of IF amplifier. So what we can write it down now? SI, in place of SI we have replaced S minimum, because it corresponds to minimum signal to noise ratio, and minimum signal to noise ratio means SO upon NO minimum, and this is at the output of IF amplifier, at the output of IF amplifier, right? So now we can substitute this value of S minimum in the standard form of the radar range equation, and the standard form of the radar range equation is what I have written over here. R max is PTG AE 4 upon 4 pi square S minimum, and its fourth power, fourth root even. So fourth root you have taken when you have to calculate the maximum range of the radar. So now we can substitute the value of S minimum over here, and rearranging the term we will be getting this particular term value. In this particular value you can see this is just you have substituted the value of S minimum, and the remaining term is as it is, right? So from this particular equation you can summarize that the signal to noise ratio, which is S upon N, that is here, that is the output of IF amplifier. I have already told you. Since maximizing the signal to noise ratio at the output of IF, that is equivalent to maximizing the video output where threshold is made. Right? So this is how signal to noise ratio is contributing for the radar range, and it is contributing to the detection of the target, and it is contributing how the video output is being improved. And from this particular equation you can see the numerator terms, these are going to be contributing. When they are going to increase, the radar range will be increased. You can see peak power transmitted by the radar, PT should be high, this is in the numerator. Gain should be high. Radar cross section of the target, which is sigma, that must be high. Effective aperture must be high. All these terms are in the numerator. Figure of merit, which is denoted by F, this is in the denominator and this term must be low. Receiver bandwidth, it must be low. K and T naught, these are the constant values, so need not to represent because they will have a similar contribution in each and every case. And at the same time, signal to noise ratio, this is in the denominator, this overall term must be low. So in this manner you can explain it. Thank you so much for watching this video.